Hello, hello, this is Pixie doing another video, and also Happy New Year. I had an interesting dream I come out of this morning, and so I welcomed the year in, had a few little drinks and nothing major, but whether that had done something to loosen up the mind, I wasn't looking at abduction stuff. There was something about a girl had gone missing, and it was down this path or lane in this area. It didn't quite make sense. I was like investigating it. Then I found myself going into some type of. I thought I was in a building, and I think likely I was a test subject. The place had all these white tiles, and it had white tiles on the floor, on the walls and the ceiling, which was a bit kind of weird. And it probably was a normal building, but it's likely, there's an ambulance whizzing by, it's likely that was kind of, it's a bit like some sort of outpost, but it's a kind of front for this place, because there was something more going on there. And there was a group of people I started talking to, and someone was going, "Spricken the voice," and I knew that he was German, but he was talking clear German. It was a sentence. It wasn't like he said a word to me. He said quite a bit to me, to be honest. A good few paragraphs. I was listening to him, and I think, well, I can't. I was trying to make sense of what he was saying, but it didn't really go. And I had an idea where he was from, and then someone else could speak to him, and I could. And he basically, I don't know, he let me tell he was Norwegian, or how did I figure out this other guy's Norwegian? And he could understand the German person, and the conclusion was that, so I went, Deutschland or something to these guys, and I decided I need to go to the toilet. It's quite good, it's all quiet today. So I needed to go to the toilet, and I was in this place that looked like some sort of weird swimming pool. And the other strange thing was it was like this big. It was like a tunnel. I guess it wasn't as tall as me, maybe. So it was had a sloping down into the toilet area, and the toilets didn't look like urinals. So instead of walking down it, because there's such a sharp incline to it, I slid on my backside down there, and I whizzed down there at quite a speed, and I was expecting to sort of fly off the end of this when I got to the bottom of this slope, and just sort of, and I got up, and I thought maybe I wasn't alone, maybe something else was there with me, and I went to the toilet, because I went to use the urinal, and I kind of started coming to, and I woke up. That's how I remember this dream. But I was trying to place where it is, and if that is, it's like Palladium. But why are these slidey chutes there? And all these different people there. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what might have clicked in place. Is I was looking on eBay, and I come across something that said it was abduction proof of human abduction. Now I did look at the picture, or I looked at the thing. It's like trinket, and it was like a Roman artifact, but it had something to do with some alien picture on it or something like that. So I did look at it, but I don't think that would kick in there. And it was like this, and also the connection to different cultures. Why were they abducting like a German person and a Norwegian, and they were sort of all chatting in this room together? Or maybe it was a part of maybe like the Nazis or the breakaway colony. So to preserve the New World Order of the Third Reich, I think they went to like the Fourth Reich, and so they set their agenda differently. So it's not necessarily the purging and purification of Germany. It's that they've taken a group of people they considered pure, and they've gone off to foster a new community. And the thing is with Nazism, it wasn't necessarily like anything. It's a tool that's being used in a certain way by a particular person. So even like Christianity, you take that out of context, and you can create something extremist, same for Islam and so on. So, you know, if you look at Hitler, he was a part of a machine to divide Europe and allow for corporations to reconquer areas of Europe. So they were bombed the hell out of certain factories and targets. So some things were agreed in the loans or whatever they sent to the Nazis. And there was like for example, with the UK, they wanted more bombs dropped over the UK. They didn't want there to be because they did have the assault vehicles where they got no machine guns, so they didn't want to put terror into the population. They just wanted to blow areas of it to smithereens so it could be reconstructed, and then people would take money from the banks, borrow banks to rebuild it, the loans. They would also ensure certain influences are put in place. So, you know, certain companies would, because they're in the inner circle, would automatically get right. So the only reason they get through that is through the Freemasons. So if they're in part of the mystery, I'd say mystery school, but yeah, I guess so, of Freemasonry, then they could probably get the advantage of more contracts to do rebuilding stuff post-war time. So yeah, so there's lots going on there. And so the breakaway Nazis aren't necessarily after Jews and all these sorts of things. And you have to remember that a Jewish group paid them to get rid of another Jewish group, and then the Jewish gold that they got from that other group, the yellow shields, they gave to the red shields. And so this was because the Rothschild dynasty it was fairly new in its creation, and therefore wanted to have Jewish dominance over other people that say they're Jewish, and the only best way to do that is to cull the herd. So they did do that in part, and part of it was to do with other stuff to do with Nazi fascism that was bred into it. I mean, before it's like a mixture of real and cults, and you know, and the idea of the Aryan connections. See, if that car had moved quicker, I wouldn't be waiting here. Not it's a big problem, it's just this car seemed to slow down. It's got a whole road to go around in. It's very quiet today, being New Year's Day. It's fabulous. So yeah, so basically, I mean, Nazism isn't the main, you know, people go, oh, it's racist and all these sorts of things. Not really. It's just a group of cult beliefs mixed in with some fascist beliefs and a movement that made something in particular. I mean, it's no more dangerous than modern feminism and the idea of dividing family and what's equal and what's fair. You know, if put into a different situation, it could be that people would be imprisoned for considering themselves masculine or gender, or you know, you could create a fascism around feminism, and you could have the same order. Imagine if Hitler was a woman, and their idea was first to get rid of certain political enemies, and then sort out the gender, create some new age gender equality. Inequality, I should say, by make sure that all women get paid more than men, that men stay at home and should do men should do labour type jobs, while women should do management and organisation type jobs. So all the women would have all the top jobs, and all the men would have the bottom end jobs. A society would work like that. It'd be like some Amazon type. Babylonian whatever, I don't know, it was some sort of hodgepodge, but it could work. I mean, it just depends if they could accept the rule, really, the rule of man or woman. Go for it. Who knows? I guess in the past cultures like that existed because this patriarchal system come from somewhere. It didn't need to exist, but it did. So it came about because of some type of change in circumstances. Maybe it was the shift in war when at times of peace, a female hierarchy, a matriarchal hierarchy, at times of war, a patriarchal existed, and these structures have to be maintained. You need to maintain war, that's what you need to do. At peace, it's about collectivism, working together, unity, common goals, equality. But for me, I think I always push equal opportunity. I wouldn't want someone to try to be something they're not. I just would be happy to give them a chance. Because you don't have to, we won't always make the grade, will we? I mean, if we had complete equality, you'd have football teams that would be mixed with females and males and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, this is peace sign off for this video, and speak to you soon.